Hey, what is up, guys? I'm Famp here, and I am bringing you part 1 of my Pokemon Fire Red walkthrough. Yeah, I know, original, shush. But no, a lot of people do Pokemon Fire Red, and I thought there must be a reason for that, and the reason is it's a great game, and it's pretty enjoyable to watch, and pretty enjoyable to get into as a game as well. And these are going to be quite long parts. I think this first one's 13 minutes. They may increase in size to about maybe even 20 minutes. 20 minute parts. If they do that much, then I will obviously maybe give a warning or something at the start. I might start making intros, whatever. This is the first one. This is just so I know how to record my voice, see if I can do it. Hopefully everything goes right. I mean, this is why I picked such a simple game to start off with, just because it's fun to play with, but in the long run, if I had to choose a better game, this would not be the best game I would pick. I've got a lot better games, and I'm looking forward to doing a lot more better games, but this is the first one, and it's, a classic. Fire Red's a classic. If you've never played Fire Red, then download an emulator and go ahead and get it. Or get it properly. Buy a DS, buy a cartridge off the internet or whatever, and do it that way. Although it is quite a lot of money that way. So might not be advised, but do what you want to do. But no, I think you gotta do what you think you want to do. If you want to buy it, then buy it. If you don't want to buy it, then don't buy it. I'm not gonna push you into it, and you're gonna have to come around and hit me in the head or something. I'm not gonna do that. But we start off this episode pretty much the way you start off every episode in this game. Pretty much in this game, your son to Mom. I think her only name's Mom. I don't think you ever get a name apart from Mom, so we're just gonna call her Mom. And Mom pretty much is probably the only thing you know as family, I guess. There's no dad in this game. I don't really know why. But, hopefully, somebody can tell me why you don't have a dad in this game. I don't know exactly why that is. I think there is some reasons, and I would not like to say what they are. But I know a few of you guys may know. So if you do know and you want to tell me, please go ahead. That would be a big help, big thumbs up. And if you don't want to help me out, or you don't know, or whatever, it doesn't particularly matter too much to me, but if you don't know, then don't tell me, and I'll struggle along by myself trying to find out why. I mean, it's not important really. I think it's just the fact that it never mentions why you don't have a dad. I don't think Ash has a dad in the anime, and I don't think that's ever really expressed. Maybe that's a part that was cut out of the original version. Maybe in the original version it did. I don't know. I've never seen the original Japanese version of the anime. And maybe it does. Maybe Ash does have a dad, and there's an episode about his dad. Oh, maybe there is an episode, and I just can't remember. Like I say, I haven't played the game in forever. As you see, I picked Bulbasaur, and obviously your rival always picks the opposite. I mean, I don't really need to talk you through this game. It's a simple enough game, and my mic keeps moving, so I have to keep holding on to it. Sorry. So if you hear a little bit of a rustling or my voice getting quite louder or quite quieter, then you know why now. But no, he starts with obviously Charmander because he goes with the opposite, and I think that's a nice little touch. It makes the game a little bit harder for kids. You have to realize, what types to fight against. You have to think about it a little bit. Obviously, this game is not meant for a lot of older people. I mean, it kind of is, but in a way it isn't. I like to think it is, but it isn't at all. They designed this game for young kids, and they designed it so that young kids could get involved in the game and have fun, without having to overstress themselves a lot. But at times it can get difficult, and you have to learn that you have to be patient with this game, especially at times. It can get really difficult at times. If you're not patient, then the game will punish you, especially in the Elite Four, because a lot of people aren't that patient. They walk around trainers. They don't battle every random battle. I don't, but they don't battle certain random battles that could really help them out. And they end up with underleveled Pokemon, and they just get destroyed when they get to the Elite Four. They find it easy to get through the gyms because they've got good type advantages, but when they get to the Elite Four, the type advantages can help you, but not the whole way, and you can still get destroyed if you don't have good levels and stuff on your Pokemon. But there's no real problem to that as of late, I don't think. And there's no real problem with Bulbasaur either. I think it's a good starter. I know a lot of people said it's pretty weak, and a lot of people don't like to use it because of that reason. I think it is pretty weak. I think it's obviously not the strongest, and it never was meant to be. It was meant to be almost like a, if you don't want to use the other two, then use this one. And I mean, I understand that. I'm not going to say, ow, I just stumped my toe. I'm not going to say that that's wrong and that you shouldn't want to play this game, but play this game with Thingy, my boss Bulbasaur, but it's a fun experience to do it. And if you do catch, I'm gonna give you some advice. If for all starters, if you catch a Bulbasaur, I would advise getting a Pidgey, which you see me do at the end of this thing. I'll spoil it for you. I get a Pidgey. If you decide to go for a Charmander, I would imagine go get a Mankey. I know probably a lot of you already know that. Go and get a Mankey. That'll help you a lot with Brock. A lot, being the appropriate word there. It will help a godsend lot, you know what I mean? With Bulbasaur and Squirtle, you've pretty much got the type advantage there, and you can just sweep through there. Especially with Bulbasaur, I've got a type advantage on the first two gyms. It kind of gets downhill from there, but that's why I've got Pidgey to help me out, and I'll let Pidgey, deal with the rest of the gyms or whatever Pokemon I've got later on. And I've got a Water and a Fire type all done in mind, and they're going to be awesome. But the point being that in this game, get a Mankey for Charmander, get a Charmander, get a Pidgey for Bulbasaur, and with Squirtle, because Squirtle's not exactly a big boss, I would go into Viridian Forest, and if you search around Viridian Forest, a red Pokemon will pop up called Pikachu, obviously. I tried to make that suspense like you wouldn't know what it was, but obviously everybody knows what Pikachu is. I would catch Pikachu, because obviously the second gym, the Water type gym, I mean, it's not going to be too much of a problem, but if you've trained it just enough to, you'd be like, what, level 13, 14, 15? Probably level 15 is the lowest you could probably go from, and just take it from there. You can probably sweep Misty's gym not bad, pretty easily. Maybe Staryu might give you a little bit of problem, but by that point, your Squirtle will probably be like level 19, and your Squirtle can probably finish off whatever Staryu has left. So, yeah, that's my advice for you guys. You don't have to take it if you don't want to, but I would advise taking it. Also, I would advise, if you haven't got a Bulbasaur, because Bulbasaur can get poisoned, I'd get plenty of antidotes before you go into Viridian Forest, because Viridian Forest, you get poisoned pretty quickly and pretty easily. I would also advise not to try and space out leveling up. So if you do catch another Pokemon like Mankey, Pikachu, or Pidgey, or maybe even you catch Rattata, or you want a Bug-type Pokemon, maybe you catch a Butterfree or a Beedrill. If you catch any of them, I would advise probably, like I say, still get some potions. I'd get plenty of potions and just level it out evenly, you know what I mean? For example, that's what I'm going to be doing with my Pidgey. I catch a level 4 Pidgey, and my Herbasaurus is I think it's about level 8 by the end of this part, and so I think I put Pidgey straight to the front of the group, and I go ahead and dominate with Pidgey for a little bit. Pidgey unfortunately doesn't have Gust until like level 7, I think it is, so I had to like battle it up to level 7 to get Gust to get that little type advantage problem in the Viridian Forest. That's another good thing for Bulbasaur as well, because Bulbasaur going through Viridian Forest at times can be a little bit weak. I'm not saying he's a bad Pokemon, like I say, but at times he just, he can't hold his all in Viridian Forest. And he's not exactly the best Pokemon all around. I mean, he's got some good type advantages at the start of the game, but I think that's probably why they gave him the good type advantages, to try and like bing him up a little bit. At times it doesn't work for me. I think he just doesn't. I'm not a big fan of his Pokemon style. I just don't like him. I mean, Venusaur's okay. That's probably why I picked Bulbasaur, just because I know Venusaur's a boss and can really dominate teams, and can help my team dominate. But yeah, other than Venusaur, I wouldn't advise any other Pokemon. I wouldn't advise any of its other its evolutions, because, well, it's pretty shit. And by pretty shit, I mean incredibly shit. It just sucks dick. But I try my best to you know, play the game appropriately, I guess you could say. Appropriately, maybe a bit weird of a word, but I'm going to try and help you guys as much as possible going through the game. I've given you a little advice, bit of advice at the beginning there. I'm probably not going to give you any more just yet, just because there's not much advice you can do in this first part, because it's pretty easy. I will tell you, if you go into the main town, which I keep going to, if you keep going up, I think from where I am now, currently battling this Rattata, and then turn left and keep going, you can battle Gary again, but I think Gary's got a level 9 Pidgey, and I think his starter has learned Ember, Bubble, or Vine Whip. So at that point, you don't want to battle him because he'll just destroy you pretty much because he's got type advantage on you. And even if you have got your Pikachu, you've got your Mankey or your Pidgey, they're not going to help too much against him because they're going to be pretty low level. So I wouldn't advise you going straight off the bat and attacking him. I would imagine you go through Viridian Forest, maybe even take on the first gym, and then come back and battle him, because then you're going to get a good victory over him. And it's good experience as well, especially his Bulbasaur, Charmander, or Squirtle, because that gives us some good XP at times. And XP in this game is absolutely needed. A lot of people don't understand how much XP can help in this game. A couple of levels under what you have, and you Pokemon can just get destroyed at points. And I will be getting destroyed all the way through this probably because I'm not the best in the game at all. I'm not brilliant, but I will try and hold my own for as long as possible, and I will try not to die for as long as possible. What can I promise? I can probably promise me not dying within the first 5 seconds. That's probably about it. That's the only thing I can probably promise to you guys. And I mean, yeah, that's probably pretty dumb, but I mean, I promise you I won't die until like halfway through the game, maybe. I'll probably have to do Elite Four twice. I'm just throwing it out there because I've already got 2 team members, and the earlier you get your team members, you think is the better because you can get more XP on them, but not really, because you don't really learn to spread them out, and sometimes you can try and solo it with one Pokemon, and just, that's probably the best thing to do. But I definitely would advise having 2 Pokemon before going into Viridian Forest. That's all I can say. Or if you've got Squirtle, then obviously in Viridian Forest get a Pikachu. But I think I'm going to end the commentary here, guys. I think I've talked for long enough. I hope you guys have enjoyed this part, and I will be in part 2. So I'll see you guys there.